In 1992, I was here in North Carolina for the privilege of visiting Franklin Graham's home, not birth home, but where you spent most of your childhood, Little Piney Cove. It was 1992, and what a thrill. For my whole life, I will treasure the time I spent with your mom. We actually got in the car and came down the hill to go to the hairdresser. And once she was all coiffed and ready, we came back up, and the cove was just being built. She said, "Oh, I'd love to take you in there to see it," but we were on a time schedule. And so that's not something I still have to see is the cove. But of course, the reason I came was this book, this well-worn book, Prodigals and Those Who Love Them. We wouldn't have this book today if not for you, Franklin. You helped because of a lot of chapters of your life that were quite rebellious. And I'm interested to know why you ran so hard from God and what you were raised with and what brought you back.
It wasn't that I was running from God. I didn't know. I didn't have a conscious trying to rebel against God. Okay, I wasn't conscious of just how mad can I make God today. I was just wanting to have fun, and I think a lot of people are like that. They just go through life and they look for relationships. Some people turn to drugs, alcohol, and they try to fill their lives with things, thinking that this would just make them happy if they can just buy that or get this.
You had the unique pressure of being the eldest son, the firstborn of the best-known preacher on the planet.
I didn't think like that, Mara. I
You
never
didn't?
thought about. No, I never thought, well, I'm the firstborn or I'm the eldest son. I didn't care. Okay, I was just going to have fun, and if that upset people, that's their problem. It wasn't going to be my problem, but it was my problem. There was a big hole in my life, and I couldn't fill it. Okay, and I was 22 when one night I just got on my knees. I just said, God, I've sinned against you, and my life is in a mess. And if you can just take the pieces of my life and somehow put it together, make sense out of it, I want to give it to you. And I believe that Jesus Christ is your son. I believe that he died for me. And if he'll just come into my heart now and change me. And the next morning I woke up and it's kind of like, okay. I still kind of felt the same. But there was a change. There was a commitment I had made that night, and it was real. And God forgave me. He's been working in my life from that day to this, changing, molding me, correcting me. We are chastised from time to time. I mean, he gets our attention when we step off and go another direction.
And he used that desire to be unique, to live on the edge, to have fun. I'm saying it. I mean, Samaritan's Purse is a ministry that's gone to the hot spots, the most dangerous places in the midst of trouble.
Well, it's the passion in my heart, in my life, is to tell others about Christ. And when a person is in the middle of a war, or when there's a person is a hurricane or a tornado has torn their world apart, and you can come in and help them and tell them about God's Son. Now, someone says, "Now, Franklin, you're taking advantage." Of course I am. I'm not taking advantage of them for what I can get for myself personally. I'm taking advantage of an opportunity to tell someone about God's Son, Jesus Christ. My father's book. He's just trying to take advantage of being an old man and how he can still influence in his old age, how he can still influence a person to put their faith and trust in Jesus Christ.
What do you enjoy most, or how do you benefit most as a leader from your dad as an old man?
Knowing that he still cares, okay? He still cares. He, as an old man, he still wants to be able to be useful. He wants to be able to give insight. He doesn't give as much advice as he used to, but he gives more insight because he knows I'm going to have to make a decision, or his children or whoever comes to see him. And again, there's political people that come that seek his insight.
Really?
And he still gives it, but carefully. And he thinks about it very carefully before he says something, but he still is able to be an encouragement. He's an encouragement to me every time I'm with him. Love him. I love those Sundays where we have lunch together. I'll go sometimes early and we'll watch television because he watches his pastor, Don Wilton, on TV.
Oh, I love this. And that pastor comes to the home.
Comes to the home every Saturday, has lunch with him on Saturday, and he will preach or give his outline to my father as to what he's going to preach the next day. So then my father watches him on television. It's First Baptist Church of Spartanburg, South Carolina. And my father has been watching Don Wilton for years. His membership was at First Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. And I found out one day, one of his aides called and said, Franklin, your father's changing church membership. I said, what? He's been at First Baptist for forever in Dallas, Texas. He's changed. Where's he going to? He's going to Spartanburg.
Via
Spartanburg.
TV.
Why? He watches Don Wilton every Sunday, and Don Wilton visits him every Saturday. And so he's a member of First Baptist Church of Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Now that isn't in the book, that detail. But, I love the comment of just having lunch with Dad. As you read the book, you're going to feel you're sitting down having a visit with Dr. Billy Graham, nearing home. It's our thank you to you this month for your support of Crossroads Ministries.
Billy Graham, by the grace of God and the support of his family and team, has guided millions of people to faith in Jesus.
Come and receive him into your heart and say yes to him.
His legacy as an evangelist is unmatched.
And eternal life does not begin when you die and go to heaven. It begins here and now when you make this choice for Christ.
Now in his 90s, he's reaching out with a final message of what it means to finish well in this life. Nearing Home is a moving narrative that speaks to this side of heaven about building strong foundations, facing life's transitions, making wise decisions, and understanding our glorious hope. This offer is our thanks to you for your best ministry gift in support of Crossroads. To order your copy of Nearing Home, visit crossroads.ca, write to us in Canada or the United States, or simply call 1-800-265-3100.